Good morning to all. Welcome back to Maths Online class. In last class, we discussed circles and some important theorems based on circles, isn't it? I hope it's clear to you. In today's video, we are going to discuss some more theorems as well as some exercise questions. Okay, so let's watch the video carefully and attend the test paper. Okay, let's see theorem number 5. Equal chords of a circle are equidistant from the center. Equal chords of a circle are equidistant from the center. That means, suppose we have chords AB and CD. And these two chords are equal. AB and CD are equal. If these two chords are equal, then if we draw two perpendicular lines from the center to this chord, suppose OM and ON, then by theorem these chords these lengths are equal. OM is equal to ON. Okay, equal chords of a circle are equidistant from the center. That is, if chords are equal, then the distance from the center to the chord, distance from the center to the chord are equal. Theorem number 6 is just converse of theorem number 5. If these two distances are equal, then the chords are equal. That is theorem number 6. Listen. Chords equidistant from the center of a circle are equal in length. Okay. Chords equidistant from these lengths are equal in length to the chord from the center, then the chords are equal. So listen, if chords are equal, then these two distances are equal. If these two distances are equal, then chords are equal. So that is theorem number 5 and theorem number 6. Okay. Let's see a result. Suppose we have a circle and listen, there is a chord AB. AB is a chord. So listen, this chord AB represents a arc, or AB lies in this arc AB. Okay, AB chord corresponds to this arc AB. Similarly, if CD is a chord, then this CD chord corresponds to the arc CD. Is clear? So chord AB corresponds to arc AB. Similarly, chord CD corresponds to arc CD. So result says that if two chords are equal in a circle, if these two chords are equal, then the corresponding arcs are congruent. If chord AB is equal to chord CD, then arc AB and arc CD are congruent. Congruent means arc length. Length of this arc is same. Similarly, it's converse. If these two arcs are congruent, then the corresponding chords are equal. Okay. If corresponding chords are equal, if chords are equal, then the corresponding arcs are congruent. If arcs are congruent, then the corresponding chords are equal. And also another result is congruent arc. Congruent arc means equal arc. Equal arc subtend equal angles at the center. Suppose this arc makes an angle at the center, 60 degree. Okay. Arc AB makes an angle 60 degree at the center. Then we can say that CD also make 60 degree at the center, because arc AB and arc CD are equal. Is clear? So in between the problem, we will consider these results. So learn it well. Okay. Here, this is a circle and AB is diameter. Okay, diameter means a chord, largest chord passing through the center. So this diameter divides the circle into two half portion, namely semicircle, isn't it? If we take a point in the semicircle, suppose P, then APB. Listen the angle APB. Okay. PB. So this angle is angle in a semicircle and therefore this angle is equal to 90 degree. This is a result. Angle in a semicircle is 90 degree. If you take a point C in the semicircle and draw or make an angle ACB, and therefore this angle is equal to 90 degree. If you take this point Q, then AQB, this angle is 90 degree. If you take another point R, then ARB, this angle is 90 degree. So angle in a semicircle is 90 degree. So okay, this is another result. Theorem number 7. The angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by it at any point on the remaining part of the circle. Okay, this is an important theorem. Listen, the angle subtended by an arc. So let us take an arc. See, this is a minor arc, a small part of circle. So angle subtended by an arc at the center. So O is the center. So POQ. Angle POQ is the angle subtended by an arc PQ at the center. Okay. Is double the angle. So we need to form another angle. Listen. Angle subtended by it. By it means the same arc at any point on the remaining part of the circle. So remaining part of the circle means from P to Q. So from P to Q take another point, suppose A. So the same, let us take A here. A. Okay. So the same arc PQ make an angle at the point A. See? Okay. So okay. So POQ is the angle subtend at the center and PAQ, this angle is subtend at other point. Okay, other point of the circle. So by the theorem, we state that the arc PQ subtend an angle at the center is double of this angle. Okay, double of this angle. That means if this angle is 30 degree, then this angle is 60. If this angle is 10 degree, this angle is 20. Is clear? The angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle of this one. This one means the same arc subtend another angle at any point on the remaining part of the circle. So this is theorem number 7. Actually, to solve problems, we need to apply this theorem. Okay, theorem number 7. So we are proving this theorem as 3 cases. That is, take PQ as minor arc, PQ as semicircle. Okay, PQ as semicircle and PQ as major arc. In 3 cases, we can easily prove that central angle, this is central angle. Central angle is double of this angle, or this angle is half of central angle. So in the proof, we can see only one case and we can extend the same proof to other cases also. Okay. So let's see the proof of theorem. See, PQ is minor arc of the circle, O is the center, and therefore POQ is the angle subtended by this arc PQ at the center, and A is another point on the circle, and also angle PAQ is the angle subtended by the same arc PQ at the point A. And we need to prove that, listen, angle POQ, that is central angle, is double of the angle PAQ. So double of this angle is central angle, that we need to prove. For this, join AO and extend this line to a point B. Now consider this triangle OAQ. OAQ. Listen, take this angle as 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay, angle 1 means it is angle BOQ. Angle 2 is angle OAQ. Angle 3 is angle OQA. So, in this triangle OAQ, what about angle 1? Angle 1 is exterior angle. Therefore, we can apply exterior angle theorem. What is exterior angle theorem? Exterior angle is the sum of two remote interior angles. Isn't it? Exterior angle is equal to sum of two remote interior angle. So, angle 1 is equal to angle 2 plus angle 3. Similarly, consider this triangle and therefore this angle, angle 4. Angle 4 means angle POB is the exterior angle of this triangle OAP, isn't it? So again by exterior angle theorem, exterior angle is sum of these two angles. Let us take this angle as 5, this as 6. That means angle 5 is equal to angle OPA and angle 6 is equal to angle OAP. So by exterior angle theorem, angle 4 is sum of these two angles. Angle 5 plus angle 6. Is clear? So angle 1 is equal to angle 2 plus angle 3. Angle 4 is equal to angle 5 plus angle 6. Again look at this triangle OQA or OAQ. What is OA and OQ? OA and OQ are radii of the circle and therefore OA is equal to OQ. If OA is equal to OQ, then what about these two angles? Yes, these angles are equal because angles opposite to equal sides are equal, isn't it? So, angle 2 is equal to angle 3. So, in this equation, I am going to replace this angle 3 as angle 2. So, angle 2 plus angle 2. Angle 2 plus angle 2 is equal to 2 angle 2. Okay, 2 angle 2. Similarly, in this triangle, OA and OP are radii and therefore they are equal. So, angle 5 and angle 6, these two angles are angles lie on what? Equal sides of or angles opposite to equal sides of this triangle and naturally these two angles are equal. So here I am going to replace angle 5 as angle 6. So angle 6 plus angle 6 is equal to 2 angle 6. Put it as equation number 1, equation number 2. Okay. First we applied exterior angle theorem in these two triangles. Then apply angles opposite to equal sides are equal and change angle 3 into angle 2, angle 5 into angle 6. Okay. Now add these two equations. Equation 1 plus equation 2. So left side is angle 1 plus angle 4 is equal to right side is 2 angle 2 plus 2 angle 6. Here 2 is common, so take it outside. 2 into angle 2 plus angle 6. So angle 1 plus angle 4 is equal to 2 into angle 2 plus angle 6. Now replace. What is angle 1? Angle 1 is angle BOQ plus angle 4. What is angle 4? Angle POB is equal to 2 into angle 2. What is angle 2? Angle OAQ plus angle 6. What is angle 6? Angle OAP. Now look at the figure. BOQ, BOP. Look at here. BOQ, BOP. Angle 1, angle 4. If we combine these two angles, we get angle POQ, isn't it? So, angle POQ is equal to 2 into, now look at this angle, OAQ, OAP. See the figure? OAQ, angle 2. OAP, angle 6. If we combine these two angles, we get this angle. Name the angle. What is it? PAQ. So, 2 into angle PAQ. So, angle POQ is equal to 2 into angle PAQ. So, POQ means the central angle. PAQ means this angle. So, we prove the angle subtended by the chord PQ at the center is double of this angle, and this angle is an angle subtended by the same arc at another point A on the remaining part of the circle. So, okay. So, listen, in the figure, first we have to join AO, then extend to a point B and consider these two triangles separately, then apply exterior angle theorem. So, you will get angle 1 and angle 4 as angle 2 plus angle 3, angle 5 plus angle 6. So, keep in mind that we need these two angles. That's why we replaced angle 3 into angle 2, angle 5 into angle 6. Is clear? So, to replace angle 3 and angle 5, we applied another result. What is the result? Angles opposite to equal sides are equal. So, using the result, we will see that, we seen that angle POQ is equal to 2 into angle PAQ. Okay. Similarly, we can prove the other two cases also. Here we consider PQ as what? Minor arc. Suppose it is semicircle. You can see semicircle means this line divides a circle into two equal parts. So this arc makes an angle at the center, means POQ is a what? POQ is a straight line, and straight line means this angle is straight angle. So angle POQ is 180 degree. Now take a point A on the part of a circle, and this is the angle subtended by the chord or by the arc PQ at a point A. So we need to prove this angle is 90 degree, isn't it? Because yes, straight angle is 180 and this angle is angle in a semicircle, and we know that angle in a semicircle is 90 degree. So we can easily prove in the case of PQ is a semicircle. And third case is if we consider the arc PQ as, listen, this is PQ. Okay, this is PQ. Consider this part, major arc. If PQ is a major arc and this PQ makes an angle at the center, means this is the angle POQ. And take another point A on the remaining part of the arc, then PAQ is the next angle. So we need to prove this angle, this central angle is double of this angle PAQ. So in this instead of taking this angle, you can consider the reflex angle and you can prove the same concept. Anyway, if there is a question just like to prove this theorem, you can do case 1 only. Then you can write similarly for the other two cases. No need to prove these two cases. Okay. So that's about theorem number 7. It's very important. Write and study. Okay. Let's see exercise 10.2 question number 1. Recall that two circles are congruent if they have same radii. Prove that equal chords of congruent circles subtend equal angles at their centers. In the question, it is given that these two circles are congruent. So congruent circles means both circles having same radius. That is, OA is equal to O dash C, OB is also is equal to O dash D. It is OA, OB, O dash C, O dash D. All these are same. Okay. And AB, CD. AB and CD are chords. So given these chords are also equal and we need to prove this chord makes an angle at the center, that is AOB in the circle. CD chord makes an angle at the center, that is CO dash D. We need to prove these two angles are equal. For this, let us consider these two triangles, triangle AOB and triangle CO dash D. So in triangle OAB, OA is equal to, in triangle CO dash D, O dash C, because radius are equal. Similarly, OB is equal to O dash D. OB is equal to O dash D. And given AB chord and CD chord, chords are equal. AB is equal to CD. So, three sides of a triangle is equal to three sides of another triangle. Therefore, by SSS congruence rule, we can say that triangle AOB is congruent to triangle CO dash D. Now, by CPCT rule, listen, what is the angle corresponds to AUB? AUB angle is equal to angle CO dash D. So look at here, AOB is the angle made by this chord at the center is equal to angle CO dash D. Angle CO dash D is the angle makes an angle at the center by the chord CD. Therefore, two chords are equal. If two chords are equal, then the angle at the center are equal. So, this is our question number 1. Okay. Now, question number 2 says just reverse. If these two angles are equal, then prove that chords are equal. Okay. Angles are equal is given. We have to prove chords are equal. So, consider the same triangle and take the radii. OA is equal to O dash C. Similarly, OB is equal to O dash D. Now, given these two angles are equal, that is, angle AOB is equal to angle CO dash D. So, look at here, these two sides an included angle. These two sides an included angle. So, what is the congruence rule? Two sides an included angle means SAS. Therefore, by SAS congruence rule, these two triangles are congruent to each other. AOB is congruent to CO dash D. Now, by CPCT rule, AB and CD. AB is equal to CD. AB and CD are chords of the circle. Therefore, chords are equal. We proved. So, that's our exercise 10.2. Only two questions we want to discuss. So, notes are given. Go through the notes and study well. It's okay. See question number 1. Draw different pairs of circles. Okay, different pairs of circles. How many points does each pair have in common? Suppose take these two circles. Simply we can draw two circles. This is a pair of circle. So question is how many points does have each pair have in common? How many points, common points are there? How many points are there? 2. So if you take any pair of this circle, you can see that there are only 2 common points. If you take these two circles, these are the 2 common points. Okay. And what is the maximum number of common point? What's the maximum number of common point? It is 2 itself. So this is question number 1. Now question number 2 is, suppose we have a circle. See, simply draw a circle with the help of a bangle. Okay. Simply draw a circle. Our question is locate its center. How to construct its center. So in the chapter construction we will see how to find the center. Anyway, I am telling the method or the construction to find its center. Simply draw two chords, non-parallel chords. Simply draw two chords. Now find its perpendicular bisector. How can we find perpendicular bisectors of a line segment? Suppose we have a line segment AB. We want to draw its perpendicular bisector. So more than half of this length. Okay, more than half of AB, take in your compass and treat A and B as center. Draw arcs and join these lines. We get the perpendicular bisector of the line AB, isn't it? In the same manner, we need to draw the perpendicular bisector of this chord. So, draw the chord. Take more than half of this line and draw the arc. Similarly here, more than half of this chord and draw the arcs. Okay, now join. So you can see that both the line meet at a point and that point represents what? Center of the circle. So in this construction, in the chapter construction, you can see. Okay. So now you no need to draw the construction. So in the chapter you can. Okay. Now let's see question number 3.